Hey guys, how you doing today? This one's going to be a short one. Short but sweet. I'm going to send this one around to everybody. So just when you thought 2020 wasn't going to get any more stupid, it's getting stupider. The NDP forwarded a bill saying we should raise the tax of people who make over $20 million by 1%. This is especially poignant and especially noted because over the pandemic, the wealthiest Canadians have been making money hand over fist. That's the billionaire class, the capitalist class, while the workers have gotten nothing. We have been asked to sacrifice an awful lot this year. We have been asked to sacrifice our time. We have been asked to sacrifice our safety. We've been asked to sacrifice time with our friends and family. We've been asked to stay apart from one another. It's been a difficult year for everybody. Everybody's been asked to sacrifice. You know who hasn't been asked to sacrifice? The billionaires, not even a tiny little bit. And here it is, a moment where the NDP stand up and say, hey, in the most tepid, soft, limp way, we should raise taxes on people who make $20 million or more by 1%, right? This is the easiest give in the world. Anybody who is absolutely in favor of any kind of equality or any kind of, or who walks around saying, we're all in this together, right? This is the most normal piece of legislation that's ever been put on the table in the history of legislation. The Liberals vote it down. Of course, the Conservatives vote it down because the Conservatives are rampaging sociopaths, but the Liberals knocking it down signals to everybody that the Liberals don't care about you at all, right? They care about money for themselves, and they care about power. They're not interested in helping you in any way, shape, or form. They're interested in maintaining power for the corporate class. And the way that they're going to do that is by knocking down any tax raises that come their way, by protecting them in every single way they possibly can, and ensuring that you keep working for them. That's the key. You keep working for them. They're not interested in even the most modest, simplest possible tax increase on the wealthy. And to give you a sense, if you're sitting there being like, well, I certainly agree and I certainly think that we should raise taxes, but maybe the Liberals are looking at the numbers. There's overwhelming support, majority support, super majority support in the populace, even amongst conservatives, right? Get this, like, we need to get this through our head as a culture. There is overwhelming support amongst even conservatives for raising taxes on the wealthy, right? The wealthy don't do anything. They don't work, right? All they do is be rich. That's it. All they do is be rich. They take their money, which they withhold from people, and they loan it to other people in exchange for more money. That's the game. That's how it's rigged, and that's why it's destined to collapse inevitably, because it can't continue that way. The capitalist class does no work, provides no value. They are a parasite, right? And during this pandemic, while we have all been generating money for them, while risking our lives, right? They're making more money than they ever have before. And someone stands up and says, hey, maybe we should not let that happen on the smallest possible scale imaginable. A 1% increase for those who make over $20 million. And the answer to that, a resounding no. This is, strictly speaking, is a betrayal. It's a betrayal of the Canadian people who, in supermajority levels, even amongst conservatives, think that this is an idea that should happen. And it tells you precisely who the Liberals work for. And even more embarrassingly, while the vote was going through, they were doing it over like Zoom calls, right? Using their technology to make it happen. And while the vote was going in, one Liberal MP, not realizing that she was not muted, actually was asking, oh, well, how much money do I make? Is this going to affect me? Am I going to get hit? The liberals are shameless. They're shameless. And they laugh at you every single day. Every single time you have ever stood up in support of liberals, they thank you and then will stab you in the back. They are not your friends. They are not interested in working with you. They are interested in looking like they are working with you. Use it while simultaneously using the conservatives as their sort of anti-foil, as a way to trick you into saying, like, you've got to vote for me, you got to vote for the liberal. Look how bad the conservatives are. And don't get me wrong, the conservatives are bad, but the liberals are not really better. Like, the liberals will wave a little pride flag in your face. They'll be like, yeah, pride flag, yeah, we love pride. Now get back to work. Get back to work. Right? They'll let you be gay. They'll make sure that there's lots of black war criminals in their cabinet. They'll make sure that there are people wearing turbans in positions where they can maximize damage to the working class, right? They'll make sure that it's a diverse group of people who are working against your best interests, right? Like, absolutely, they'll do that. That's how liberalism works, right? Economically, they're no different than the conservatives, right? They're marching us down towards a path of austerity. The liberal game is very, very simple, right? One step forward, conservatives get in 2 steps back, right? And in the case of Justin Trudeau's administration, it's not even 1 step forward. Like, what do? Legalize marijuana? Woo, they legalized marijuana. Like, the Stephen Harper administration has been better than the Trudeau Liberals, period. Right? I don't even think that's, I think that's just, like, objectively true. The Stephen Harper conservatives have been better than these liberals. Like, at least we got the childcare benefit out of the Harpers, right? At least the Harper administration put forward a childcare benefit to actually help poor children, right? They did do that. That you can't take that away from them. What's Trudeau done? Literally this much. Literally this much. He does not care at all. He cares about brunch. That's what he cares about. He cares about going to brunch with his family and with his friends. That's what he cares about. And he cares about, look at me, I'm the Prime Minister of Canada. I'm so important with my floofy hair and sparkly beard, right? At this stage in the game, I have literally, like, I have no problem saying that if you go into this next election and you're going to check mark conservative or you're going to check mark liberal, you are suffering from a form of Stockholm Syndrome. You are suffering from a severe mental illness or a complete lack of empathy and compassion for your fellow man. That there is like there's something wrong in your brain that is making you do things to hurt other people with no incentive. Like, this is what's wild about this conversation, right? People who vote conservative and liberal are consigning enormous sections of the populace to continued poverty and to continued grinding wage slavery under the thumb of a capitalist class. And the people on the other side are literally saying 5 people should just have less money. Like, this is where we're at. We're the people on the left are asking for the most reasonable thing imaginable, that maybe 5-10 people shouldn't have the same amount of money as the entire half, as half the population, right? This is literally what we're saying. Maybe they should have less than that, right? They can still be rich. Like, no one, and this is what's crazy. No one's saying, like, the left is saying the rich can still be rich. We just don't want the poor to be so poor. Whereas the liberals and conservatives are saying, no, the poor should be poor and the rich should be more rich. I think this is a type of mental illness that we're stuck in. It's certainly a type of spiritual death. It's certainly a type of just a sacrifice of any kind of spiritual or religious thinking, or any care whatsoever that the people who are around you are of any value except on a material utilitarian basis. That everyone around you is a tool to be used for your own benefit. That you can't simply attempt to create a society in which individuals thrive and exist for the sake of their existence, right? You can't have that. People are tools to be exploited and used. If you're a liberal and conservative, that's fundamentally the choice. That's fundamentally what you're saying. And if you don't think that's what you're saying, then you don't actually even know what you're voting for, which is even scarier, right? It's even scarier that you don't understand that the conservatives and liberals exist to dominate and exploit the poor and even middle class for the benefit of a vanishingly small group of billionaires, right? Who will betray everybody. Like, they're obviously going to betray everybody. So this is my long-form way of saying, if you vote conservative or liberal in this upcoming election, I cannot respect you as a person, because I don't think you are. I think you have given up on being a person and have decided to start worshiping kind of a demonic ideology of death. I don't think that that's hyperbolic even a little tiny bit. You're selling your humanity for money. Pretty much black and white. All right, this one was short and sweet, guys. This is the end of me. Good luck out there. We're all going to need it.